Hello there, Master Hellish here. Welcome back to my OpenTTD Let's Play Series 6, which is where we did our goods station last time. This is a pretty massive station. We've got a dual shuttle thingy set up going on there, and then the main station where we've got dual quad platforms, which we had to do a little bit of shimming around with because I had my lines in the wrong order, but that fixed it. Towards the end of the episode, I took out this crossover and I ended up putting it back in after watching the game run for just a little while. So I watched the trains and the way that they filtered from platform to platform. And when the train is going into this junction block, it can't see what platforms are available, but it can see which one of these two blocks here are available. So it will just go in the one that it feels is the right one to do so. So they're going to be banging backwards and forwards down that line, and they seem to be flowing quite well. They do. So we'll keep an eye on the goods and see if the 2,800 crates of goods go down. But what we're going to be starting today is our second steel network. Before we do that, it's the obligatory visit to Corsham Interchange. We did have a question recently on the channel, and somebody asked me how I got this to sort by passengers waiting, as in where are they going to. And you can see that you got this group by and destination sort via. So you can sort by their destination, or their via by, or their source. And you can also sort by the amount waiting. So we've got sorted by the amount waiting. So if I did that, we get the amount waiting at the top, which means I don't have to expand the window quite so much, and we can see that Yate is our biggest problem at the moment. Now Yate is just up here, and this one's been a source of a few of our issues, so we'll just clone a few more of those vehicles there. That's 468 vehicles in this Let's Play we've got going. That's quite a few. Now let's see how much of this steel network we can get going in today's episode. So around here there are several steel mills that we could use. I mean, literally loads. We've got one here, one there, one there, one here. There's probably another one somewhere nearby as well. And I don't know which one we're going to use. Probably this one. It's out there in the open most. But I feel like Farming North needs an upgrade before we start doing that. So similar to like what we did with Farming East, we had 3 drop-off platforms, 1 for each one. We're just going to upgrade this with 2 more tracks like this. And oh, well, what length is that? Length 7. We don't want length 7. You know where I've got length 7 from, don't you? And that's electrified. We don't want electrified either. We did our OpenTTD viewers game number 27 recently. Was it 27? I think it was 27. So if I do station remove, there we go. And we use length 7 on that on that game. So if I do this, that splits that out there, and then it can come down here. We can get our double depot going in. We can leave a little gap. There we go. Take over the crossover. This one's a force depot. I mean, I guess. If you've got enough depots and you've got good depots, you shouldn't need force depots. I'm going to make that optional. All the other ones on there are on that line, and that line isn't massively long. So, yeah, we'll leave that as optional. And we'll do this as optional as well, and that means that we need to just get rid of that bit there and do our new exit. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. So there's the new exit. Make sure we've got signals on the end of the platforms, otherwise it will consider all the platforms one block. And we can have our entrance signal there. Cool. Okay, so then what we've got to do is then this will be where the steel trains come in, and this will be where the steel trains come out. I'm going to leave a gap. I'm not going to bring it in here, and we'll just have a little tunnel. Sure, that will do the job. There we go. Just using the keyboard shortcuts to make that nice and quick. And then the other end of this is going to be here. Now we're going to have a separate pickup and drop off station. And for a pickup station, a busy pickup station, you need a minimum of 3, where you've got one train leaving the station, one train loading, and one train coming into the station. It's usually safe to do 4 or 5. We're going to do 4. I'm going to move it. I mean, that says supplies steel, so we'll have that there. Heckington Woods, fantastic name. And this is the exit, so we need, again, a signal on the end of the platform. If we don't put the signals on the end of the platform of a row, it will just think it's one massive station. So there we go. And then we need to be able to get the trains to come in here. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a sharp turn, because the trains are slowing down anyway. We'll use this little straight bit as an opportunity for a depot. We'll make it a double depot, and we'll get rid of that bit across the middle. And then that's it. We just need to connect these bits up. I guess that can just come straight down to there. We're going to need a little kink here, I think. We'll do it right in the middle. And just to keep things neat. And it'd be nice if we missed one of these dips. There we go. Okay. So we've got depots at either end. I think it'd be nice to have just a couple of little depots part way. Shouldn't really need them. And again, we'll just take out normally the ones in the middle of the rail, in the middle of the tracks. Trains don't get confused. The ones where they get confused are the ones on the usually exits of the stations, sometimes the entrance of the stations. So taking those bits out on there, not so important. Now this is a drop-off station, so I'm only going to put depots before, and this one is a pickup station, so I would normally put depots after a pickup station, but we've got some down here and it's a relatively short loop, so I'm happy with that. Cool. Okay, so this is one of our steel hubs. Now we have to get things linked into it. So I guess we're going to need a couple of drop-off stations. So let's see. I think what we'll do is we'll do a few drop-off stations, a few different 4 tracks. So we'll just try and keep them as far away from the steel mill as possible. And I've been asked a couple of times, why do you build your stations as far away from the steel mill as possible, or far away from the industry as possible? Does the catchment not matter? No, the catchment doesn't matter. You're going to get the same amount of steel if you cover the entire industry with the catchment area as if you just do one square. The reason why I move it as far away as possible is to allow for the building of tracks. So we've got plenty of room. So we'll put one there as a drop off, and I think we'll put one up there as a drop off. So there's 2 different drop off options. And I don't know whether we'll do these as row or potentially multiple terminus. We've got a couple over here. I guess we've got one down there again. I'd like to get that one in. So it is just one though, isn't it? I suppose I could link. I mean, look how close these 2 steel mills are together. There's like 4 squares between them. Yeah, I mean, there's one here as well. So I'm thinking if we link this one and this one to that one and have it as a pre-hub, and then have that one come into the bottom of Heckington East, I'm happy with that. So let's do that now. So I'm going to give it 3 tracks to pick up and another 2 tracks for dropping off. So we'll put it doesn't matter, we'll get it close-ish there. And we'll go around the industry. Because why not? Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we can have one signal just here. Can't really do a double depot there. I think we'll just do a single depot. No, we're going to go with double depots. There we go. That's fine. We'll go around this this wood as well, and then we'll come out here. I do prefer to have railway lines which are bi-directional lines next to each other. I don't like it too much when they're like this, where they're like separate nearly all the way. But if they're short enough and it makes sense enough, then why not do it? Why not do it? So this one here, we'll actually do this. I think that works quite nicely. And then we can bring them together. And we'll just, where are we? So this body of water is called the wash. So we're going to go around the bottom of the wash. Maybe we'll have a wash. And I don't know exactly how we're going to go around this line. This is the big coal line. I feel we're probably going to have to do a tunnel. So we'll just do a little bit of land changing, and then I think we'll have to go down like this. Let's see. Tunnel, tunnel. Yep, that fits. That's not a problem. And the tunnel length there is 5, which is less than a train length, so I'm happy with that. It's okay. And if we come up diagonally here, I wouldn't be surprised if that almost takes us directly into where we want to be. Okay. So I think what we'll do for these drop-off stations, we'll divide these drop-off stations up so that we'll have 2 platforms for each drop-off, and then it's a bi-directional route in and out, just to allow it. And I think we can just put a depot here. It's a little lazy, but it's an optional depot, and you tend not to need it very often. Right, have I got these right way round? Yes, I have. There we go. Just drag them along the line, and that all looks good. Yep, signals on the end here. Oh, we've got a bit of broken track there. There we go. We'll fix it with a little kink. A little kink like that will not slow a train down as long as it only goes through one of them within its train length. So that's good. That's not a problem. Let's just now... Oh, I had the wrong bit there. I meant to have the signals. Well, they're facing the wrong way. Signals. Auto tool signals removed. There we go. 3 buttons to remove signals. And they're still the wrong way around. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Okay, so we got them in. Got that in. The last thing we need to do... I mean, I'm going to pause the game. We can build by pause while paused in this series. And I think it's important because we don't want this steel mill to go out of commission while we're setting this up. Especially these smaller areas over here. So let's do a 3-track ro-ro loading station over here. I think something like that should do it. Now I think, was it last time I think I said I would look at putting goods, a second lot of goods out coming through. And we might do that sometime soon, but I'm not going to do it yet. There we go. So that's that one. And then we've got this one over here. Now looking at, I want to miss this town. So my station placement is very often depending on where the line's going to go. So the line's going to come across here somewhere. So let's do that. So that we have this. Kings Lynn Woods. If I remember correctly, Kings Lynn's got a few really big roundabouts. I think that's all I remember about Kings Lynn. It's not like the defining feature of Kings Lynn or anything. I think I remember them because they're pretty big, not for any other reason. Let's do that. I mean, if you want to talk roundabouts, then I think King of Roundabouts. It's... Let's have a look. Which place... It's not going to be Spalding. I think it's got to be Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is got to be the king of roundabouts. So what I was thinking is that we just use one of these platforms as a drop-off and split it out straight out. So for this one, we'd do something like this. Oh no, not like that. Like this. And for this one, we'd do something similar too. Like bring it down like that. And then you would just have signal in and signal out as normal. And that should do the job. Because I don't really foresee that many trains coming from these stations that we'd have to worry about loading and unloading every single... I mean, it might get really busy. If it gets really busy, then I'll have to do something about it. We're going to have to come round Sutton Bridge, though. That's the only problem. I'm not going to go deleting the entire town just so that I can put a little railway line in. I don't mind having a little kink in it. There we go. Shouldn't hurt our profits too much. Now what we're going to do here, I think we're going to have a little tunnel. There we go. Notice when I do a tunnel, if I want 2 bits, I will do the 2 bits on one side, but on the other side I only do 1. And that's because when you put in the first tunnel, it changes the land, and then you could change the land again for the second tunnel. So the other end of the tunnel automatically gets flattened to what you need it to be. So it's a little kind of sort of lazy shortcut. Okay, so here coming into the station, because it is a loading station, we will do double depots after the station as well as before. We'll get the signals up and going so that each platform is its own separate block. We've got a gap in the track here. The fact that the signals didn't populate all the way to the station was a giveaway that we had a gap in the track. There we go, that's all good. And this one should be good as well. So again, signals, entrance signal there. Put one here just before the depot. And we're using a signal spacing of 5 now. It's a little bit more expensive. There we go. Then I think I was using signal spacing of 7 to begin with. But we've got more money coming in the bank now. We're making more profits. I feel like it's worth it. Okay, so we've actually got 2 satellite stations in, 1 pre-hub, then into the actual hub. So this is a new steel hub, and I have no idea what we'll call it. Maybe you could put it down in the comments what you think we should call this steel hub, whether it should just be Heckington Steel. Can't talk. And then I think these 2 are going to come into that one. There's no other ones. Well, there is one just up here behind it. So I think we'll do this one as a little pre-hub as well. So 3 for loading, 1 for the drop-off, and there we go. The mines are in. I want this to be row though, so we're gonna have to do that and come round here, which is okay. And we're going to have to build the exit out a little bit, but we've got plenty of money to do that. There we go. And somehow we've got to connect that up to Heckington East over here. So I mean, you can't do diagonal tunnels or bridges, which is a pain. I think it might be best if we come straight across here. So we might be able to do... Might be able to do a tunnel here. Ooh, I don't know. No. I think we're going to have a slight kink in the line. So we go along for 7. Come this way for 7. and then we'll go that way. It's a little bit short, but overall it's not too bad. And that means I can do my little diggy of holes here. Oh no, that's too close. Let's try again. Here. Tunnel. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Just neaten up the mess I've made. And then we'll do the same over here. So we'll have these lines coming out. And then like a that's diagonal wants to go a little bit lower. There we go. Cool. I mean, I made a bit of a mess of it around here, but it won't take too long to tidy up. A little bit of a crossover. We'll give them a depot there as well. Signal going that way, that way, and that way. And that looks all good. Wow, really pushing for it now we are, aren't we? The only thing I haven't really got is a depot in around here, but we have got room for it. So let's do that. And this route is relatively short, but we'll put some depots, optional depots in here. There we go. Nice. Okay, so that is a one pre-hub here with 2 satellites. One pre-hub there with 1 satellite going. Now, we haven't done that 1 satellite yet, but it's relatively straightforward if we don't crash into Spilsby. I think I've been to Spilsby. So the idea is that we, as soon as we come out the station, we go into 2 lines, and then I guess we can just go straight north from there. Nah, I don't want to hit this village, so let's go close to the village, as close to the village as we can without crashing into it. Whoa! I definitely need to adjust my mouse sensitivity. It's gone a bit nuts. And then, ideally, this is going to be the exit, so that's kind of like the closest. Dual pickup, I think, will do for this one. Just what? Yeah, surely dual will be enough, right? He says, trying to convince himself. Dual will be enough. I mean, down here, I've done 3. So really, I suppose, for consistency, I should have done 3 here as well. But I haven't. Also, I did the exit wrong, because on the exit, we need room for the signals. There we go. And we can just get a quick double depot in here, a double depot in there, take out those middle bits, and looks good to me. Right, let's get some trains into this. But before we, no, I was going to say before we do, caution interchange, but we've been building this bit while the game's paused. So let's not do that. What we'll do is we'll start with the outer stations. So we'll clone a train. I'll just jump across the other side towards, what was it, about Liverpool sort of area. And we will clone one of our existing trains. And remove all the orders, and because we didn't use control, it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? Shared orders. They're not using shared orders. So this train's going to go to Wisbeach. We're going to full load at Wisbeach. Then we're going to come up the line and drop off at Long Sutton East. And by drop off, I mean transfer. Transfer and leave empty. There we go. We'll clone that train, so there's 2 of them, and I held control then, so they've got shared orders. Then I'll clone the train again without holding control so that we get train 603. I wonder how many trains we're going to have by the end of this series. What do you think, folks? Let's put your guesses down in the comments. And then if we remember when we get to the end of the series, we'll have a look and we'll see who was right, who was the closest. How many trains do you think in total I'm going to have by the end of this series? I don't know. I honestly haven't got a clue. There we go. But have a guess anyway, guys. You might have a better idea than me. So we're going to full load here along Sutton East. And we're going to go to Heckington East and offload. And that should be pretty straightforward. Again, going to clone them. But instead of having 2 this time, we're going to have 3. Because that's essentially 3 iron ore mines worth of trains going round in circles there. So we'll just make sure that they're set to go. Did forget that on the other trains, but it won't take long just to nip round. There we go. So that's one side of Heckington East done. Then we've got the other side down for Spilsby and Haltonley-Clay. Some fantastic names around here, aren't there? That's something that I've seen in the comments of this series, is some people commenting on the interesting British city and town names, like Haltonley-Clay. I think there's a hyphen missing there. I'm not sure. Not sure, I'm going to be honest. So we're going to full load at Haltonley-Clay mines. Come down here to Spilsby. And at Spilsby we're going to transfer. And then what we'll do is clone that train. Set them on their way. And then we'll just... oh, where did I make them? In here, okay. I thought I'd put them in the wrong depot then, but I hadn't. So then this train is going to just be a simple load here and down here to Heckington East. And again, because we're servicing 3 mines in total, I think we need 3 of them. And we'll set them on their way. And then we're going to need some pickup trains. So we can actually just nip here and clone this steel train. We are spending quite a lot of money on trains, but not. Our bank balance is pretty stable. So we're going to full load here, come round, and then just drop off at... This is Farm in North. We need to rename it. This is just in North now. I mean, we don't need a G in there. It keeps popping back. There we go. So this is not Farm in North. This is just in North. There we go. And we've currently got 1 there. I think 3 trains should be plenty to begin with. So then we've got West in North, and Farm East in. And at the moment that is just farms, but naming conventions make me want to change it. So we've got... Let's go to... Let's call it East in. And then because the North one's the only one that's different, we'll change that to North in. There we go. So we've got West in, North in, East in, and then the goods shuttle to goods out. Nice. So now, if we unpause the game, we should see all our brand new trains going along. We've got 72 tons of iron ore a month currently being created at Wisbeach. At Kingsling Woods, we've got another 72 tons of iron ore. They're going to come up to Long Sutton East, which is only producing 30 at the moment. And that'll come into the steel mill. And then Spilsby Mines, that has got 30 tons and 72 tons. And just further down the line, we've got another 63. So they're actually quite low producers of iron ore. But all the trains are now coming out. We see we're loading at the steel mill. No, nothing's coming into the steel mill just yet, but I think next time we'll do a part 2 of this. And if we look here at the industries and turn the town names off, if we disable all and just put the iron ore mines on, and I'll make it so they flash by hovering my mouse over them. Okay, you can see that we've got a good number of the iron ore mines just in that direct area, but I feel like we can easily expand and get some of the ones to the northwest and southwest next time, and I think we'll do that slightly differently. So whereas Heckington East is a terminus, and that should be fine because we haven't got that many hooked up, it's just 6. It's, I think, 3 on each set of 2 platforms, so that's plenty. I have a feeling Heckington Transfer is going to end up being a lot bit bigger. I keep wanting to say Hayington because there's a place called Hayington around here as well as Heckington. I'm not sure where it is actually. Hayington. Can't remember where it is. But that's going to be interesting how we're going to manage that, because we've got a Ruskerton Farm Hub around here as well. And I feel like we can come down here. We can get this iron ore mine. We can get these 2 iron ore mines. Maybe get these 2 into that one or something along those lines. There's a bunch of iron ore mines just round here. Look, we've got 3 in a very close proximity. And there's another one up there as well. So there's a good few around this area that we can bring in if we can do something nice with the Heckington transfer here. So we'll see how we're going to do that. But thank you very much for watching. As always, leave all your thoughts, ideas and questions down in the YouTube comments, and I will see you soon. Remember, masterhellish.net for all the information about me, my schedule, my news, my giveaways, and come over to the Discord, have a chat about OpenTTD and the other games I do. That's all. Take care. Goodbye.